Hey guys, John here for a quick little video I like to call top 5 things I like about the M3. Number 5 has to be the driving position. The driving position in the M3 is amazing. The wheel telescopes close to you, it's just in the right position, especially when you install a racing seat in the car like I have, like the Sparko. The steering wheel is right there, the line of sight is perfect, the pedals are in great position for heel and toe. It's just a really nice place to be. Everything in the cabin is pointed towards the driver, so it definitely feels like a driver's car. Number 4, the looks. The M3 is a very classic, boxy look, and even though my car is a 2004 model year, it still looks really classy, really classic. It's not going to go out of style very fast. Even I had one of my friends actually approach me and ask if it was 2008 or 2009. That's how BMW designed the car. Honestly, this is my favorite chassis. The E46 chassis is my favorite looking BMW chassis of all of them. I feel like after the 46, the E90s and the E92 and the F80s look way too big. They turned into more luxury cars rather than sports cars. So I think the E46 is the timeless chassis look, especially from the rear three-quarter panel. It just looks amazing. It looks so good, and especially with the CSL trunk and a couple exterior accents that you can add on, it just looks fantastic. Number 3, the chassis. Now, the reason why this isn't number 1 is because there's a couple of little issues here and there that are known with the M3, such as the rear subframe not being strong enough and it's prone to cracking, etc. But the chassis itself is a very good platform to start on. It's very well balanced. It's very playful. There's not too much understeer stock. It's just a very good, very well sorted chassis, and that's really all there is to it. A stock M3 is amazing on a racetrack. A lot of people don't think stock cars can be good on track, but I've driven a couple of stock M3s on track and on back roads, and let me tell you, the chassis is well sorted. The weight balance is great. There's a really good balance of oversteer and understeer. It's a very neutral chassis. It's just a very, very good sports car chassis, and that is why it is the benchmark in terms of sports cars. That's why everyone compares their sports cars to the M3, is because the chassis is so sorted, and neither the engine or the chassis outdoes each other. So the engine's not overpowering the chassis, and the chassis isn't overpowering the engine. It's a very well balanced harmony between the two. Now, number 2 has to be the engine. Now, a lot of people are going to put the engine at number 1, but for me, it's number 2. Number 2, the engine is fantastic. The S54 engine is legendary among the BMW community for a reason. It has this very raw, visceral, metallic-y induction noise. And it just sounds so mechanical and so mean. And a lot of people add the CSL carbon fiber airbox and upgrade the throttle bodies and air intakes to make the sound even more pronounced. A lot of people don't actually put aftermarket exhaust on the car, and they do the CSL air intake because they want to hear more of that S54 noise. The individual throttle bodies paired with everything that goes on with the S54 is just, it sounds so good, and it's one of my favorite engines of all platforms. Given like the 2JZ, the RB26, this one is at the very top of my top 5 engines list, and that's very hard to do. Now, the S54 doesn't make too much power. It only makes 333 horsepower. It's not the most powerful engine ever, but it's fun to rev out. It's fun to beat the shit out of. It has a very linear, predictable power band. It's a very good sports car engine, and it doesn't outdo the chassis. It's not too powerful. I think it's the perfect power level for the chassis that it's in. And number 1, the handling. The handling by far takes the number 1 spot on this list. And the reason why is I took it to the track, and holy crap, I love it. It wasn't the engine that stood out to me. It wasn't anything else but the handling. The turn-in is immediate. It's a very reactive car. It doesn't have too much understeer. It just ducks into corners and does exactly what you want it to do. You can get to power oversteer, but there's not too much lift-off oversteer. It's a very playful, amazing car to work with, and I was actually laughing when I was driving my car at the track last time, even though it broke, just because it was so much fun. So overall, handling is the number 1 thing I love about this car. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love making these videos. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these types of videos, and leave a comment below with other topics I can hit on, and I'll try to do more videos like this in the future. I'll be at the track February 4th at Thunderhill Raceway with On Grid, and then the following March 4th at Buttonwillow Raceway running Bimmer Challenge time attacks. So I'll get to kind of figure out how I want to proceed with the car and the build, and I'll give you guys more update videos then. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.